telephone. Wait, how did we end up here?
Hello, my dudes, and welcome back to Tangent Motherfucking Telephone. Wait, I can't say fuck in the first 30 seconds. Well, whatever. This channel is not monetized. There's a fuzz on my microphone. Hello. Hi, guys. It's actually currently Tuesday, Tangent Tuesday. I was gonna film this podcast yesterday after I had a meeting. Well, it wasn't supposed to be a meeting. It was supposed to be just hanging out with one of my friends that I haven't seen in I haven't seen him since, before I got into my last relationship. So almost 2 years. And I thought we were just gonna, hang out and catch up. But then it turned into like a 5-hour long business meeting. Kind of, loosely. But we're about to start working on something together that is honestly so crazy. Like, it's something that I've always wanted to do, and it's something that I guess he's always wanted to do, and I had no clue. I would have never guessed, and I'm not gonna say what it is yet because, well, first of all, I probably shouldn't say what it is on YouTube because it's not safe for YouTube. I will say that a main aspect of it is traveling, and I am moving very soon. I'm not going to say the exact date, but within the next 5 days. I mean, really, truly, it's probably going to take 3 whole days to get everything out of here, get it to the new place, get people to clean this place. My dad is coming down from Northern California to help. I have movers, all of the things. My sister's going to help. I've had, friends offer to help, but I'm like, honestly, you're probably just going to be in the way because, there's just so much to do. But the point of that is that he was like, well, my lease is going to be ending in 2 months, and, aren't you thinking about moving? And I'm like, yeah, no, I am moving, this week and this weekend. And he was like, maybe you should hold off on it. And I'm like, well, why? And he's like, well, if we're gonna be traveling constantly, let's just get a place that's maybe not straight up in LA and it's cheaper and whatever. And I'm like, look, I already signed the lease on this 2-bedroom super fucking expensive apartment in LA, and and he was like, when did you sign that? And I was like, literally today. And I kept saying, it's fine because I want to have a home base to come back to, I have a freaking cat, and I have work here. I mean, I do have a life here, and so I'm like, well, I want to have this home base to come back to, and he's like, but, okay, but first of all, I want to be traveling full-time, and he's saying this. I'm like, whoa, I haven't seen you in 2 years, and we're talking about traveling the world, fucking essentially doing OnlyFans content all over the world, because he's a very, 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 I would say he's the best videographer in LA. No, I would say he's the best videographer in his sphere of the things that he takes videos of, if that makes sense. I'm not getting too specific because he's gonna probably be anonymous when we do this. He's super talented at that. And then, of course, with what I do with YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I get asked, offered, whatever, to go stay places in exchange for content. And so it's it kind of just really makes a lot of sense. And I haven't even started this podcast yet, and I'm already telling you about my life plan. So, oh, speak of the devil, he's texting me. But it's funny because we literally didn't talk for so long, and then we met up and just started talking about things, and it was very serendipitous how it happened. So yes, I am moving, and I don't think it makes sense to travel full-time with someone that, not that I don't know him well, we were quite close. I'm maybe once I move, because he's going to be traveling this next couple of weeks, and then he was going to come back, and he was like, let's just go straight from there. And I'm like, maybe when you get back, come over to my house. We'll have some tequila. We'll get to know if we can actually be together 24/7. So we'll see. Regardless of what ends up happening, whether it's it's not going to be full time. Like, I'll tell you that right now. Or if it's like a couple weeks out of the month, I'm super excited to just keep doing this podcast as I go along with that and keep doing everything else. And it's kind of sad because this is the last podcast I'm going to be recording in this house. And I know it's only, the 4th episode? But I don't know. It's just, it makes me kind of sad that, like, the large majority of the time that I lived here, I didn't live here. I've been spending a lot of time at home the past 6 months. And it's like when I was in my relationship, I would be gone, for work and shoots and whatever during the day. And then, like, every single night I would go to my ex's house and get home, like, at 2 a.m. And then I would have to keep working on my own stuff for, like, 3 hours. Anyway, it's sad because, like, when I first moved here, before the relationship, I really decorated this house to be so cute. Like, I really put a lot of effort into it, and I've never even really, like, of course you've seen, if you watch me on YouTube, you've seen, like, parts of my house, but I've never just done, like, a full tour of it. And I don't know, I know when I clean everything out, I'm gonna do a full tour of just, like, the layout, but it's kind of, because, like, it's gonna be too messy at this point to film an actual tour with everything in place, and there's also just not really time for that. So I don't know, it's kind of a bummer. I wish I could have taken more advantage of this amazing space that I'm so grateful for, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to live here for a year and a half. I mean, no, 2.5 years, since December 30th, 2020. It's when I moved in. Was that 2.5 years? Yeah, because we're halfway through 2023. It's just, my ice maker's turning on. Let me go turn that off because it's going to be freaking loud. If you're watching this on YouTube, you might notice a couple of things. First of all, Bug is here. She's on the couch behind me, currently licking her paw. Second of all, I swear to God, if my future husband is watching this, can just know that, like, I normally look pretty good, okay? I don't look like a greasy toe all the time. It's just, this goes back to what I literally started this podcast off with, which, wow, I guess that's how I ended up here, is I was gonna say that yesterday, the meeting up with my friend that led to, like, a meeting, I thought it would be quick, and then I would come home and do the podcast, and I was, like, not full glam, but, like, bitch, I had my extensions clipped in, my hair was down and, like, straight, but, like, whatever. I wasn't an oily, I don't know why I look oily, like, I have dry ass skin. Anyway, I looked better, but I didn't have time because that went so long. And so I'm doing the podcast today on Tuesday, and I just want to say, if my future husband is watching this, please disregard the way that I look. Pretty much, well, I think in every episode so far, I've kind of looked a little bit crazy. Actually, if you're my future husband, you're gonna see a lot worse than what you're seeing right now. Probably. Where was I before my ice machine interrupted? Talking about my house and how I'm grateful. I guess when I think back, like, the first half of 2021, I actually did take a lot of advantage of, especially my rooftop outside. So this is like a 3-story townhome, and then on the top, my office is upstairs, but also the door to the roof, and I made it so cute out there. It's currently not because I had a leak earlier this year, and they had to, like, literally take everything and move it, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna move, so I'm not gonna go put it back. But it was so cute. I had fake grass. I lined it all with bamboo so no one could see in there. It was so cute. I had, like, an outside rug. I had cute chairs. I even had, like, an outdoor heater. I built this, like, storage cabinet. I had, like, it was a vibe. It had ivy. It had fairy lights. It was such a vibe. And I did actually do a lot of content out there, and even just, like, laying out there, working out there. I still do that, working outside, and it's so nice. But I feel like I was gonna say something after that. I mean, I'm so excited for my new place, and it's almost double the price of this place, which I think I might have mentioned in the last episode, which is so crazy. I'm just so excited. I'm hoping that I can, like, get rid of a lot of stuff in the move, even though I'm constantly getting rid of stuff. Okay, anyway, I'm now just talking what I'm thinking. And so we probably should actually get into the phone booth, which is right here. I swear I was saying something before that, like about how I was, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get there, and I know what I was gonna say. I love how, like, the first episode of this podcast, I was like, it's not gonna be a podcast about me or my life. Like, I'm sure I'll, talk about my life and my experiences as it relates to the topics, like the topic that I pull out, whatever. And now I think this is the second week, maybe the third, that I am starting the podcast with a full ass, like, life update. And I really didn't want it to be that. And it probably won't be that, but to be fair, like, a lot is changing right now. A lot, like, just happened this past 6 months, and, like, to be now here, about to move, and, like, really, I feel like I've been coming out of it the whole time, I guess you could say, but, like, I'm finally seeing, like, the light. Like, I've just been going through it, I guess you could say, with the stillborn, and just, I'm not even gonna get into it because that would be a whole podcast in itself, so let's not do that. But it was the hardest 6 or so months of my life, and I really am so hopeful that I'm really past, like, the hump, like, the hardest part, which genuinely lasted for so many months, and, like, even the good days were not good. They were kind of just, like, numb. So I think that's why I'm, like, I'm excited about talking about how I'm moving and this new project with my friend, which also, like, I'm looking into my my horoscope, and not, like, my daily horoscope, by the way. Don't get it twisted. I don't really necessarily believe in, like, the whole daily horoscope of it all, but looking into, like, my chart, and it was just a really weird thing that last night I got an email, and it's from, like, an astrology website that I actually really trust, and it straight up said, like, about my chart, which is a Libra, Gemini, on June 5th, which was yesterday, I should consider entering a partnership with, I can't make this up. If I have the screenshot, I don't think I screenshotted it, I would put it on the screen, but it said I should consider entering a partnership, or maybe I would be presented with a partnership with an Aries. Guess what sign my friend is? A motherfucking Aries. Also, I have always said I want to date an Aries because it's supposed to be, like, a Libra's best match, but I just love, like, the chaos of it all. I love a chaotic person in a healthy way. I'm done with, like, the Scorpios and Virgos. That's been, like, my thing. Fucking Scorpios and Virgos. Just so much, like, you know what? I'm not gonna roast any signs here, but I just think it was interesting. And I even sent it to him, and he was like, okay, that's actually, like, that's pretty freaking weird. I feel like this is almost one of those podcasts that you kind of have to watch. Maybe not, though. Maybe that's not true. Oh, but I will say, if you are watching this on YouTube, and that's where you, like, listen to your podcast, watch your podcast, it would mean a lot. I should really say this at the beginning, but it would mean a lot to me if you could just go on the either Spotify or Apple or Amazon app on your phone or whatever, and just follow the show, subscribe to the show, and rate it if you want. But, like, following and listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon really helps me out a lot. This YouTube is, like, fully separate from all of those three, like, platforms are all grouped together in their analytics. And then YouTube, like, I'm just doing it, as, like, an extra thing, but there's no way to, like, link the analytics with it. And so, I don't know. I know the majority of people are listening on Apple. Shout out to the Netherlands. I don't know why I'm, like, up there in the rankings for their podcasts, but it just would really help if you could just, like, follow on there, even if that's not where you like to listen. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's get into this. I'm in one of those moods where I don't feel like I can just talk about something, like, heavy right now, or, like, if I get another vague prompt, I'm gonna be a little bit pissed. Oh, okay, I literally can't do this one because I need my sister to be here for it, but it says Ayurvedic medicine, and then Jess, who's my sister. It is kind of interesting though, this past week. I'm gonna say this really quickly because I'm gonna guess that 99% of people have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. But this past week, a week ago on Tuesday, I had combo served to me by my sister. And you can kind of see if you're watching. Focus on my wrist, please. So evidence of that. I had that done a week ago, so that's kind of interesting that I just pulled that. But I do want my sister to be here for that, obviously. Wow, a lot of sister things. This says FaceTime a sister. I guess I'll FaceTime her because why not? FaceTiming her from my second phone, which like anytime I text, I'm gonna call my sister Jess, by the way. I have 4 older sisters, but I'm gonna call Jess. She's the one that lives in, what? Sorry, this man that I'm talking to is a lawyer and he just, God, I know this would be like such a more interesting podcast if I did what I used to do back in like 2020 when I had like 5 boyfriends. They weren't actually boyfriends, but like I had my roster, whatever. They all had nicknames. I would talk about them. It would be really interesting to do that now because I'm for some reason at a place in my life where I found myself sort of in that situation again, but not really. There's men that I'm talking to, but I'm not just like hooking up with everyone. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it'd be really interesting if I could like give all of them a name, a nickname, and like let you know about them. I'll have to think about that. For now, we're not going to get into that. That's why, that is truly the reason why I was like, I don't want this podcast to be about my life, like blah, 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 because no matter what, it always ends up that the people that are in your life, unless you keep them like so private, which I have actually done for like the past 2 years or so, like you won't really see me vlogging with friends unless like they do social media also, or like posting with certain friends. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because like I just have to keep it sacred. Do you know what I mean? And I'm definitely haven't been posting about like the men that I've been seeing or talking to, except for recently I tweeted about how a guy that I had been talking to and who was about to fly me to New York, I literally found out that he has a girlfriend. And like I wouldn't have known. I would have never known because he's never posted her. Like there would have been no reason for me to know. But one of my best friends followed a girl who posted a photo with another girl, and my friend was just like, you know, doing a deep dive on Instagram. She went to the other girl's profile, and the other girl had photos with this guy who is a celebrity. So that's what I'm saying. It's like so crazy to me that celebrities do this because like, come on, the people are gonna fucking find out. I don't understand. How are you gonna talk to me for like 2 months and then like we're talking about meeting up and him flying me to come visit him? All of a sudden we find out that he has a girlfriend. And like at first I wanted to just like send him a photo of her and be like, peace out. But then we started getting a little bit conniving. See, what am I doing here, you guys? You know what? Anytime I get frustrated with myself because I'm going on a tangent, that is literally the point of this podcast. It's okay. We started thinking about it, and I was like, do you know what would be better? If I kind of acted like nothing happened, and then eventually I'll go see him in New York, which isn't going to happen for a couple weeks at least because moving and everything. And I haven't been like talking to him like I was before. I've just been like, sorry, I'm super busy, but I haven't mentioned like, bitch, I know you have a girlfriend. So I'm like, it would be more interesting if like I had him get the flight, I flew there, I kind of like documented it, but obviously didn't post it until like after. Confronted him about it, I guess. We thought about like, oh, let's, you know, meet up with the girl and like we'll both show up, but I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to be like messy about it, you know? Like I'll let him know that I know once he flies me to there, and then I'll be like, you're gonna tell your girlfriend, or I'm going to tell her. I don't know why I'm always in this position where a man is talking to me and he is either married or has a girlfriend, but I'm sorry, I just won't be the person to tell the girl, and I think that's fine. I think I will drop the man. Like, I'm not gonna keep talking to him once I find out he's committed to someone, and then she's gonna find out when she's gonna find out. I don't want to get involved in that shit. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, FaceTime my sister. Jess, where is she? She's gonna be like, what? Ah, shoot, I just accidentally FaceTimed Steiny. Oh, speaking of Steiny, I know like nothing about the Nail Boys, brothers. I don't know who they are, but I think he wants me to go on his podcast. I don't know. I probably should watch it and see if I want to go on it before I encourage people to go tell him that they want to see me on it. But I'm supposed to be FaceTiming my sister. Let's go. Okay, I do feel like this is an episode where you probably should be watching. Otherwise, you're like, what am I listening to? But also, if you're watching, it's like, I'm not like on a pogo stick or like doing backflips or anything interesting. I just always feel like I love podcasts because, first of all, I like to listen to them. Second of all, like I can keep talking and never stop. It's also one of the reasons why I think I don't like phone calls or texting. I mean, there's multiple reasons why I don't, but I really like the person that I'm communicating with to be able to see me and see my expressions and like micro expressions and body language, even FaceTime. Like I love a FaceTime first time meeting someone, or not meeting. You know what I mean? If you've been talking to someone, like, I love a nice FaceTime before I go meet up with you. I just like them to be able to see my expressions. Especially because I'm so sarcastic. It's like, how do I know if they're picking up what I'm putting down? Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm FaceTiming her, but what am I supposed to say? There was no prompt. It just says, FaceTime a sister. I look yellow, by the way. I lost the remote on my ring light, and I can't change it to be like a cooler tone, which I am all about cool tones. My skin is already yellow. People love to point it out. Someone pointed it out in my first episode. They were like, what did they say? Something about like my tan being orange. And I was like, I have not had a spray tan in for sure over a year, since like before I went to Hawaii in 2022. Truly haven't had a spray tan. I have self-tanned, but when that episode came out, I hadn't self-tanned in like months. Literally months. And still, I'm like, this is just my color right now. And that's the thing. And that's why I'm thinking like, maybe I need to start self-tanning again, because when I'm not like out in the sun and actually tan, because I do get a tan quickly, but when I'm not in the sun, my natural skin, I thought it was olive. I would consider it olive, but people like to ask if I have jaundice, and they say that I'm yellow. I can't do anything about like my arms, my chest, my stomach, my legs. You know, like I can try to match my face to it, but then my face is gonna look yellow. But also this light is making me look so yellow right now. Let's see if she answers.
Hello?
Why do you look like that?
Because I just answered Lex's FaceTime call, and then, like, right when I saw his face, it said your name, and I clicked the button, and I didn't say anything to him. I just...
Doing a podcast.
You franked me.
I franked you.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, but you're not on, like, they can't see you.
Oh, you actually record it, like, as a video, too. Hi. I just put salve all over my face, so I'm nice and shiny for the cam. Okay, let me call Lex back, because I literally just hung up on him.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Love you. Well, that was fun. I wish you could have seen her face when she answered. She looked like she just had pooped her pants. She was like, I can't even recreate that face. Well, since I kind of did a lot of talking before that, I feel like, oh, and I have to leave. Oh my gosh. I swear I always give myself like way more hours than you would think I would need to get my work done before I record or, you know, really do anything. And then I'm always literally like cutting everything short and sprinting out the door to get to my activity, whatever I have to go to. And that's happening right now because it always happens. I could schedule a meeting for 9 p.m. and it would still happen. Like it's an ADHD thing. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so we started this episode at, I was talking about moving, but was there like an actual start to it? I was telling you about my future life plan to travel the world, and what I said to him yesterday was, imagine just like us in Bali and we find like a random swing, like a wooden swing from a tree somewhere, and there's monkeys everywhere, which I don't believe there were monkeys in, that was Costa Rica. I don't know. But I'm like, imagine just a swing that we find and then we turn it into a sex swing and then we film it, and that's how we live. Does that not just sound like the goddamn dream? So we started at a sex swing in Bali. We ended with my sister pooping her pants, but I don't know. She didn't actually poop her pants. She just literally had that face of like a child that accidentally just pooped their pants. Did you know that I have on video, a family video? My mom can't find it, which is weird because I know I've seen it. Me when I was 2 and I was in the bathtub and they were like recording a home video, and I guess I did. I can't say I guess. I've literally seen that video proof. I pooped when I was in the tub, and I didn't know that I had pooped. And so few seconds later, I'm like playing with like these toys in the water, and then like I see my poop kind of float nearby, and like I guess whoever was filming it also didn't notice that I had pooped. And I point at it and I go, "There's a pickle in the tub." And my mom's like, "What?" And I'm like, "There's a pickle in the tub." And my dad must have been filming because my mom was like in the bathroom walking around or something, doing something, picking things up. And she was like, "A pickle in the tub," just kind of like playing along with whatever I was saying. Like, she's a 2-year-old just saying weird things. And my dad, who was filming it, was like, "Jen, I think she pooped." And I did. And don't forget it. Poop in your bathtub, and if someone sees it, be like, "That's a pickle. I don't know what you're talking about." Or if you poop in any body of water, which you shouldn't, because I was a lifeguard in college for like 2 solid years. I did not like being like the head lifeguard whenever someone pooped or peed. Well, people were constantly peeing, but when someone pooped, for sure, not only did everyone have to get out and you had to like get it out with a net, but you have to balance all the chemicals and everything. But then it was fun because then we got to all have like a 45-minute break. Also, when there was a thunderstorm, that was the best because we would get paid to just stay in our little, there's a bunch of us. It's like an outdoor pool with like water slides and stuff. I'm so far on a tangent right now. I also saved a couple of kids' lives working that job, which, let me tell you, it felt good, but it was like a lot of adrenaline. Where was I going with that? Oh, pooping in the pool. Yeah, so it sucked in the moment if you were head lifeguard. If you weren't, you gotta just chill. But then when there were thunderstorms, which there are in Reno during the summer, there's like random thunderstorms where it's like not even necessarily raining, but there's lightning and whatever. It was so cool because we got to just like, sometimes we would just like lay outside on the pavement and everyone had to leave. And we were like, "Guys, like we're getting paid right now. This is like sort of the best job ever." And then we would start doing like a rain dance. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of Tangent Telephone. I cannot believe that next week I'm not gonna be here anymore. Unless maybe I record another episode from here, but I doubt it. I'm not really gonna have much time. Maybe if my dad has time, I can do an episode with my dad. Maybe we'll do it from his hotel. Maybe we'll do it from here. I don't want to do it from my new place until like my studio is set up, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm super excited regardless. And let me know if you're okay with sort of, I get in my head like while it's happening, but I also can't stop it from happening when I'm going off on tangents. Like, I get it. That's the point of the podcast. But sometimes I'm like, I just get in my head about like, did I even finish this story? And like, I'm going off on tangents, but like, am I coming back to any sort of path of direction? Like, and while I'm going off on the tangents, in my head, I'm being pretty hard on myself. And so let me know if you like this episode, I guess. If you like this episode, or if you prefer when I try to stick to the topic for the most part. Like with YouTube, for example, most people like when I am just like rambling, but there's always a few comments, especially on videos that, to be fair, are supposed to be more like topical. Like, every time I say topical, I just think like ointment. My OnlyFans videos where I'm like teaching best practices and everything, I get it on those videos where people are commenting like, "Get to the point," like, "Oh my gosh, you're rambling so much in between this, blah, blah, blah." I get that more. But like with my vlogs, sometimes when people are like, "Get to the point," I want to just comment back and be like, there is literally no point. What point would you like me to get to? Because there is none. I'm just here and I'm just talking. Let me know. I mean, the goal, I guess, is to kind of have both. I guess I just have to know that some episodes are going to be way more tangential than others. Like with the episode about eye color and everything, I feel like I really stayed on topic for that one for the most part. Let me know whatever you want to let me know in the comments of YouTube, or it actually might be more helpful to write it in a review. And I'm not just saying that so you review it. I mean, please rate it like 5 stars, but you can rate it whatever you want. But it's actually easier and shorter to see just the little snippets of reviews. Be like, I like the episodes where you just go off and talk about whatever, or I liked the episodes where you're sort of focusing on something like, words that you're using wrong. And I know there's only like 4 episodes to go off of, but you get what I'm saying. It would just be helpful for me, and it'll be helpful for me to know, but I also cannot promise that my brain is going to be able to... If people want the topical episodes, I can't promise that, and that's also the point of this, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. I just get in my head about, yes, it's a tangent, but is it too many tangents? Anyway, Thank you for watching or listening. I do not have an outro. We've established this. Maybe I'll have a different outro every week. Did I ever finish saying that if you're my future husband, don't watch this? Not don't watch this. If you're my future husband, just know that, like, I don't always look like a greasy toe, fetus, egg, head. Also, if you're my future husband, I'm the most wifey material person you will ever meet. Is this like my eHarmony dating profile video?